Davy, you ride Carlo Briganti in this race, possibly. We've seen over the last couple of runs that Big Bucks has had that Tom Scudamore and David Pipe have tried different things to get him beaten. Let's just say, for example, this race was a computer game and you had to get tactics together to beat Big Bucks. What is the ideal scenario? How can you get this horse beat?
I'd say the only way you can get him beat is get a horse that's better than him.
Is there one here?
I think there may be one that could be very close to him, yeah. And this man here trains him in 1,000 Stars, but that's not. He has as good a chance in the Champion Hurdle, if you know what I mean. So he's very interesting. He's just he has form over 3 mile 1 1/4 or whatever the French Champion Hurdle is. And to be honest now, Carlito may not run in this race now.
Okay.
As of yesterday, he may go for the Carl Cup.
Is that instead of Tony Dudaré or with him?
No, with him.
With him.
With him.
Okay.
Yeah. Just no firm. There's nothing firm about it, but just let people know that the options are open still. That he may go for
another
the race,
choice then
for the race he won
choice
last
for
year.
you. But just getting back to the question: is there a way, do you think, tactically to beat him? Is it a question: are horses going too soon?
I'd imagine we went very slow in the race last year. We went very slow. I rode the horse of the ancient horse there of he runs in it every year, and he's the slowest horse in training.
Right.
And he was actually keen for most of the race. So going slow, you can't beat him. And the problem is that every individual horse in the race is going to be owned or trained by an individual person, so tactics are going to be very hard to do. But if I was riding a horse with the same ability or with the level of ability that it needs to win that type of race, I would imagine I would follow him for as long as I could.
Okay.
And let him play his cards before me, and if I was good enough then to have a go at him, that's the only way. Or then you have the other side of it is to catch him on the hop coming down the hill and blitz away from him that he may not catch you.
Will you do a view on the tactics?
Well, we tried that with Mura the last day, and I sat in behind him and we stayed there. He just left us for dead. So that's why we changed tactics in Navan the following day, and that seemed to work better. So,
but you didn't beat Big Bucks in Navan, did you?
No, we didn't. No. But we beat our Big Bucks, Michael Dagenmore, at least we thought he was on the day. No, I think, he's a huge ability. Ruby, he's never said it about any of our horses, but when other people get on the paper or on the TV saying what they're going to do to Big Bucks, he just laughs. I think he's more confident about riding Big Bucks up winner than any other horse at the festival. And whether you come at him from behind or in front, as Davy says, someone's going to have to find a better horse someday, or age will catch up with them, one or the other.
To have a horse like you have, and Davy intimated that 1,000 Stars had serious ability, probably would have been placed in a Champion Hurdle last year if he wasn't knocked down, and stays over 3 miles. Is it possible that he could retain that bit of finishing kick to beat Big Bucks if he runs in the race?
Yeah, if we go there, he certainly would be one of the highest rated horses to take him on. And the fact that he has Grade 1 form over 2 miles, and which I'm not sure any other horse has ever taken him on with Grade 1 form over 2 miles, and Grade 1 form over 3 miles, he is a proper stayer. Like at the start of the year, I had envisaged going to Aintree for the Aintree Hurdle with 1,000 Stars. I thought that, and I just felt that maybe a hard race in Cheltenham might dent his chances in Aintree, because the Aintree Hurdle is a race I'd love to win, and he might be the best chance I have. But we'll just have to see what happens next week. But certainly if he turns up against Big Bucks, he is probably one of the better horses ever to have taken him on, I think.
Okay, thanks, Willie. Tom, just to elaborate on what Willie was getting at there. This race is only beginning to take shape now, and Big Bucks' opponents in previous years are horses that have come through the handicap ranks. Now you have horses who are placed in Gold Cups, placed in Champion Hurdles like Oscar Whiskey, high-class horses possibly like 1,000 Stars. Is this going to be his biggest test, do you think?
It's hard to say. He's my most... I can't stand Big Bucks. I really can't. I have to tip every day against him, and he wins every single time. He drives me mad. For me, I think it probably is his hardest test. If Willie runs 1,000 Stars and Oscar Whiskey runs, they're two different type of horses that he's running against now than he's used to running at. He's normally running against, as you say, the upgraded handicappers, the sort of Time for Rupert's, the Grand Cru, the Punchestown's, I suppose, was slightly different kettle of fish, but he was a strong stayer. So we're talking about a different type of horse here, but we're talking about a horse here that's won, 17 on the trot, or 16 Grade 1s on the trot. He's a complete freak. For me, he's the best horse in training. I can't see even 1,000 Stars at his best and Oscar Whiskey at his best will beat him. But then we're talking about a 4-9 shot here against a 6 or 7-1 shot. So those two horses are very, very viable each-way alternatives.
Okay. Anthony, your view on this race? Is it a foregone conclusion?
I would like to hope so. I got big bucks for Andy Stewart, and to win his 4th World Hurdle would be something. It really will. I think the roof will come off the stands. I think he's a wonderful horse. He's great for racing, and I think, does he break the record, or does he equal Sir Ken's record if he wins this time? I think he perhaps equals it, I'm not sure. 16 consecutive wins, or 17, and I mean, it's an amazing record. It's rather like the old heavyweight championships. They keep bringing up another big contender every time, and we all get worried, but he knocks them back on the canvas, doesn't he? He said there, Punchestown's Grand Cru. And then they said this Dynast was going to do it, and now we've got 1,000 Stars as well and Oscar Whiskey. They keep bringing new contenders, but he's an amazing horse, and I hope he can do it. I don't see any reason why he won't. I just think probably that Cleve Hurdle was good form. Murad came out and won afterwards. Restless Harry was well beaten there, and he's come out and won again since. That form line's strong, and I wouldn't be surprised if Dynast, however you call it, Pipes, doesn't come second again to him, because I think they'll ride him to get placed. If 1,000 Stars and Oscar Whiskey are in there, they're going to ride to try and win the race. They could end up cutting their own throats. But Dynast, they've tried twice to beat Big Bucks. They'll try to get him placed this time. So you can bet, a bet might be that they're doing these markets without Big Bucks, and Dynast might be the value bet amongst that.
Yeah, 5-1 with Boyles without Big Bucks for the World Hurdle is Dynast. 5-1 there without Putty. Big Bucks very short, 4-9. Worst price, but over the last couple of years he's been odds on going into the last 2 festivals, and yet has touched even money on the day. Is that something that will happen this time?
Could well happen again. I think Everton has his price, and at the moment he probably is too short a price. Last year, if you look in terms of his opposition last year, Grand Cru was probably the only genuine opposition to him. I didn't really think he was any opposition, to be honest. But this year he has probably more legitimate opposition. We have a few running for us. I think Oscar Whiskey, he's 3rd in the Champion Hurl. There's no doubt he's plenty of class about him. If he could stay on the bridle long enough behind Big Bucks, there's a chance. 1,000 Stars has to have his chance. But the horse I think could run a big race is So Young, Willie's horse, if he goes for it. Does he go for it?
I think so. He's just in the Champion Hurdle on this race, so I imagine he's going to go for this race.
Yeah, well, if you look at his form from last year, I suppose the Neptune last year, if he didn't make a mistake at the last he would have gone very close in the Neptune. You've Rock and Ruby come out of that race. He's up there in the betting for a Champion Hurl, same as Oscar as well. It's the same, he's done nothing wrong this year. Admittedly, he hasn't come up against most opposition, but Anthony has ran against, he's blown him away. In terms of a few quid each way, I might chance him. He'd be the one I'd chance. I do think Big Bucks will drift. I think he's probably too short at the moment. I think he will drift. Okay, so we could be looking at bigger than 4-9 the day, possibly even 4-6 maybe? I'd say there'll be plenty 4-6 about in the day, and if you want a bit of 4-6 now, I'd say we'll accommodate you. So it's a 4-6 Big Bucks here in the house. Anthony? Just
To do any other business there, Smad Place of Alan King's. I don't know if there's any fans out there. Smad Place. He won't go for the Coral Cup, which I see is 10 or 12-1 for the Coral Cup. He's going to run in the World Hurdle, but I think he needs to start now, personally. But there you go. I'll just let you know that.